While our gallant forces are engaged in a life and death struggle, we face on the home front an enemy who is far more dangerous. One of our own people.
We could be together longer.
To reduce the possibility of confusion and doublethink. Work is already progressing on the latest edition of the Newspeak Dictionary, which will replace all previous editions.
Now, Winston, you are wholly ours. You have been washed clean.
Long live Big Brother!
Coming up next on Killer Kitchen.
From Television City in Hollywood.
Good evening. Allow me, if you will, to take you into a possible future. Maybe a possible present. This is the world of 1984. Not the 1984 of heavy metal, not the 1984 of Ronald Reagan. An alternate 1984 in which freedom has been completely decimated. Speech has been broken down to its very simplest of terms and policed by, well, let's just call them the thought police. Tonight, my friends, I ask you to not watch this as a cooking show, not as a movie, but as a warning. My friends, tonight, I ask you only this. Be grateful for what you have today. Because, well, as New York and London could tell you, it could very well be gone tomorrow.
From the devastation wrought by the atomic raids of 1965, three great police states rose to divide the world: Oceania, Eurasia, and East Asia. Atomic weapons were abolished, but not war itself. For only by maintaining the strain and tension of continual conflict could the ruling parties enforce absolute power. London, with its bomb-proof ministries, became capital of Airstrip 1, a province of Oceania.
Take cover, everybody. Take cover, everybody. Special bulletin from the Ministry of Peace. Eurasian rocket bombs are approaching London. Take cover. Take cover, everybody.
Stand by for an important announcement. The Ministry of Peace is happy to report that thanks to the vigilance of our gallant interceptors, no Eurasian rocket bomb was able to reach targets of any importance. We continue now with our regular broadcast.
April 18th, 1984. Nobody keeps a diary today, because to do so would be punishable by death. I don't care anymore. I found this old book by chance, and I'm going to set down what I dare not say aloud to anyone. I've seen that girl again. was sure she was following me. Perhaps they suspect me already.
We interrupt this program for an important bulletin. The saboteurs Lewis and Siegel were caught a few minutes ago in the neighborhood of Victory Square and have already confessed their guilt. As he was arrested, Lewis was heard to shout in a loud voice, "Long live Big Brother!"
Up with your hands! You're a traitor. You're a thought criminal. You're a Eurasian spy. I'll shoot you. I'll vaporize you. I'll send you to the uranium mine.
Quieter now, Sabina, quieter. You can't blame us for being excited enough. This is her evening with the spies.
Traitor. Thought criminal.
I thought we could take her there and then go and have a drink.
Why have you got this desk so far away from the telescreen? It ought to be over there.
There's something in what she says, you know. She doesn't miss a thing.
I'll have to report you.
Nonsense, Selina, nonsense. Winston has nothing to hide. Have you, Winston? Oh, you ready then?
Yes, I'm ready.
6748 Smith W. Regulation 6040. Outer party members will always wear identification badges when going in public places. And Smith, don't forget again.
All right, I'm ready.
I'll order some gin.
Right.
Yes, I'd love that. Not here. Over there. Didn't you recognize them?
No,
Jones and Rutherford.
I thought they'd been liquidated.
They ought to have been. Traitors.
I remember their trial. They confessed to being in Eurasia during Hate Week last year, didn't they?
That's why the war went badly for a few months afterwards. They were able to disclose a lot of secret information.
What are they doing at Liberty?
BB granted them a pardon. Do you remember? He freed 25 prisoners in honor of the Mediterranean victory. Only BB could make a gesture like that.
I imagine they've spent some time at the Ministry of Love.
Oh, yes. That's why they're here. They're cured. Better not show so much interest.
2 gins.
Oh. Thanks. Maybe we shouldn't have stopped here. I get pretty uneasy when I'm near people who aren't healthy, if you know what I mean. Oh, well. Long live BB.
Long live BB.
Anything wrong?
No.
Coffee, please.
You looked at that girl as though you were scared.
I dislike her.
And you know her?
Yes, she works in the Ministry of Truth in the fiction department. They turn out books for the people.
But you've never spoken to her.
No, she watches me.
That needn't bother you. I mean, even if she's a member of the thought police, you've got nothing to worry about.
That's right.
Something coming through.
Here is an important bulletin from the Ministry of Love. Tonight, Big Brother ordered the re-arrest of the arch traitors Jones and Rutherford.
Once a traitor, always a traitor. Would you like another gin?
No, thank you.
What's the matter? Don't you feel well?
I have a headache. I think I'll skip the community center tonight.
This week, the number of entrants in the Big Brother Victory Lottery has exceeded all previous records. And after deducting the usual percentage for the Bombed Areas Fund, the proceeds to be distributed as prizes are the greatest since the inception of this lottery. Here are the results, as they were drawn by the hand of Big Brother himself from the millions of numbers. The first prize, higher than ever before, goes to 634921. The second prize, also larger than in any previous week, goes to number 81346294.
Good evening.
Good evening. Remember me?
You're the gentleman that bought that old diary.
Yes. I was just passing by. I looked in. I was wondering if you might have anything else in which I'd be interested. Do you mind if I look around?
Not at all.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
Do you ever think how your kitchen looks to the little members of your family? Everything is so big, just look at this. It's Confetti Angel Food, and Ma baked it with Betty Crocker Confetti Angel Food cake mix. Looks as high as a mountain.
Is it just the angle? No, sir. This cake is especially high because the whites of 13 farm-fresh eggs are right in the Betty Crocker Angel Food cake mix package. So your cake bakes up higher and lighter than you ever dreamed possible. You know, only Betty Crocker guarantees you a perfect cake. Homemade perfect. See for yourself. Bake up a cake that's high as a mountain, light as a cloud, and oh, so pretty with the gay bits of candy that come right in your Betty Crocker Confetti Angel Food cake mix.
This is my father. He hangs pictures, helps Grandpa experiment, helps Mommy with the cleaning. Where does he get his go? From me. I lend him my Cheerios. Daddy says they're the greatest thing since bat wings. Mommy says they give him protein and stuff. Give your father some go. And he might play catch with you.
Big G, little O. Go with Cheerios.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
The shop owner seems nice enough. But remember, English class, high school, what we see is not always what is. What we perceive is not always the truth. In this case, and well as many cases in the modern world, what we perceive 9 times out of 10 is only what we've been allowed to perceive, information we've been allowed to obtain. You see, on the right and the left and right up the middle, one of the biggest dangers that we face is how information gets out. The information that we're allowed to have, which brings about phrases such as fake news. Donald Trump loves to say that one. Misinformation. Hear that one all the time. In fact, for those of you watching in London right now, you have my sincerest condolences. You know better than anybody what this world looks like. Which is kind of funny considering the movie takes place in what you now know as London. How much longer will it stay London? Oh, if it was up to Keir Starmer and the British Parliament, I'd give you maybe another year, tops. I give New York 3 years before they're right there with what you're going through. For those of you in New York, you don't have an excuse. I better be careful. Big they, them is watching. Let me just say this. New York, you voted for this. You wanted this. I can tell you only this much. I know what those bread lines look like. I know what hunger feels like. When you live in a country as wealthy and as well-to-do as America, and you go out of your way to vigorously vote in politicians who are actively working against your betterment or your benefit, I don't have sympathy. So therefore, places like Portland, not Maine, of course Maine's not far behind, but Portland, Oregon, California, home sweet home, New York, Illinois. It's hard to show any sympathy or have any real sympathy. You voted for these people to take away your right to have food. That's why tonight's meal is actually so important. Because if things progress, well, I mean, I know it was just so long ago and it was just so hard to remember 2020, 21, 22, 23, 2024. In fact, it's kind of funny. The mask and where's your papers? Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that term? Where's your papers? You need your papers to step on the train. You need your papers to get on an airplane. You need your papers to go anywhere. You need your papers just to buy groceries. Where did I hear that before? I know I heard that somewhere. 1930, wasn't that 1939? I don't know. I see, so much of history has been erased and rewritten, it's hard to tell. But I know I've heard that term before. Where's your papers? I'm sure it'll come to me. Well, speaking of my papers, I guess I forgot my little yellow star. So, we're going to take our chicken. We've got 2 decent sized ones right here. Then we got this sucker. Now this, he's going to go right in the middle. That's the good one. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take and lightly carve right into the middle. And as you can see, Binks is very interested in our chicken. Yeah. Now, just like that. Want to make sure it's open enough. And we're not exactly stuffing the chicken, as we are just simply adding a little extra flavor. Okay, just like that. Get this opened up a little more. Yeah, there we go. Now, we've got our slits in the thing. First thing we're going to do is take some cooking spray right in on top. Now we're going to take a can of root beer. You can get any kind you want. Personally, I miss my dad's root beer. I haven't been able to find that. You know, that seems to have gone the same direction as Slimer's High C. You know, the Ecto Cooler. We're going to take our root beer right in on top of this chicken, making sure to pour directly into those grooves that we just cut. Now, we want to get a nice bottom layer here. This is going to give it, this is actually the A&W. There we go. Now, what we're going to do, just like that. I need a rag. God damn it. Fuck it. Tight space. Now, we're going to take some shrimp. This is just that popcorn shrimp. You buy it, you throw it in the air fryer for 10 minutes. You got yourself a nice little snack. Set that aside. We're going to start by adding some smoked paprika. And don't be shy with it. Get it into your root beer around it too. This is going to give a nice smoky flavor to your chicken. Okay, that's gone. Now we're going to take some garlic powder. Very lightly across the top. Just like that. Second, we're going to add some Italian seasoning. Just like so. Now, we're going to take our shrimp. We are going to put the shrimp just inside of those cuts. 2 pieces on either side. Oh, come on. We got a better piece than that. There we go. Oh, hey, that one's got room for 3. Whoever gets that piece is a lucky motherfucker. Now, we're going to take and we're going to spray again. Then we're going to take our smoked paprika and go back over once more. Just like that. Finally, we're going to take just a little bit of poultry seasoning and do a light sprinkle all the way across the top. And then we are going to take our aluminum foil. First things first, let's get these put away before we make a mess. Tight quarters today. Usually we're working outside, but I thought today, this evening, this was an episode better filmed indoors. A light cover. Just like that. Now we're going to take our knife and we're going to carve a little hole on either side, just like so. Press it down. And this is going to give us airflow so that it cooks thorough. 3 little cuts right in on top. Now, when we come back, our mashed potatoes should be just about boiled and ready to go into our bowl for mixing. In the meantime, why don't we catch up and find out what's happening with this store and see what little trinkets our hero finds.
What is this?
Oh, that's coral, that is. That probably came from the Indian Ocean. Look. They used to embed it in glass like that. Oh, it must be 100 years old, or more.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is a beautiful thing. Not beauty as we understand it today, of course. It serves no useful purpose. But then, I'm an old man.
How much is it?
I could let you have it for 15 shillings.
Have you change?
Yes. Thank you. Oh, there's another room upstairs. There's not much in it, just a few pieces. Perhaps you would care to see it.
Yes, I'd like to.
I'll lead the way. We lived here until my wife died. I'm selling off the furniture little by little.
There's no telescreen here.
Of course not. It's a people's area.
I know, but it seems strange. That's an interesting picture.
It was a church. Do you know that word?
Yes, there were still churches when I was a child. You must have been a grown man before I was born. You can remember what it was like in the days before the revolution.
Yes.
You can remember the oppression and the injustice and the poverty back in the 50s.
Vaguely.
I'm keeping you from your other customers.
Yes. Well, you have a look around. Oh, excuse me. Good evening.
Good evening. I saw some things in the window and wanted to have a closer look.
Anything in particular?
No. You seem to have some interesting things.
I doubt if I have anything of interest to a young lady like yourself.
I see. Do you have many customers?
Alas, no. The antique business is just about finished.
Do many outer-party members come here?
Why should they? Ah, there you are. Your change.
Thank you.
Your paperweight.
Smith, W.
Where do you work?
In the Ministry of Truth.
Which department?
The Records Department.
What is your business in the people's area?
I had a headache. I thought if I got a little air.
When did you leave work?
1,800 hours.
It's now 2,200. Report tomorrow morning at 800 hours to Fort Administration.
Six 748 Smith W.
You took a rather long walk last night. Yes. Did it help your headache? I don't have one this morning. Perhaps you've been working too hard. I don't think so. You find your job at the records department too exacting? No.
What do you do, Smith?
I revise history.
That's an unfortunate way of putting it. What you actually do is to rectify speeches and wrongly reported incidents, isn't it?
Yes.
Shows how great the need is for establishing newspeak as the official language as soon as possible. When the new dictionary is issued, there'll be less danger of calling things by their wrong names.
Did you visit any of the shops in the people's area last night? No. Did you speak to anyone? No. Did you see any other member of the outer party on your walk? No. You know the party disapproves of its members mixing with the people? Yes. You consider that unreasonable? No. 6748, you're a member of a privileged class, expected to accept restrictions as well as privileges. I had hoped we might be able to deal with this matter here in your own ministry. But your explanations are inadequate. This report will be forwarded to the Ministry of Love for further action.
I think we can deal with it here. You're warned to pay strict attention to the regulations in the future. You can return to your department.
Directive number 424B, issued at 1000 hours.
6748, Smith W. Reference Big Brother's Order, Gazette, November 12, 1983. Since the Eurasian offensive has opened in South India, it is impossible that Big Brother predicted this front would remain quiet. Rewrite entire speech. Show that through our magnificent espionage system, Big Brother had prior knowledge of all the enemy's plans.
Fact Numbers Gazette, November 12th, 1983.
Signed 6127S. The following men have been found guilty of treason and no longer exist. Conrad Zarlinger, Gordon Prentice, Hal Cho. Delete all reference to them from the gazettes of January 2nd, 8th, and 26th.
Fact Numbers Gazette, January the 2nd, 8th, 26th.
What have you got there, Smith?
This photograph was between the pages of the Gazette.
What photograph?
Jones and Rutherford. They confessed to aiding the underground and being in Eurasia during hate week. But here it says...
What are you talking about, Smith? I don't see any photograph. No photograph of the traitors Jones and Rutherford exists, does it?
No.
The system is not perfect. Sometimes there are errors.
Attention, comrades. Take your places for the 2-minute hate. At war with the people of Eurasia, the vile and ruthless aggressors who have committed countless atrocities and who are guilty of every bestial crime a human being can commit. They have laid waste our land, destroyed our factories, looted our homes, massacred our children, and raped our women. They have tortured and killed the wounded and prisoners, contriving lingering and horrible deaths for those who fall into their hands. While our gallant forces are engaged in a life and death struggle, we face on the home front an enemy who is far more dangerous. One of our own people, the arch-traitor Cavanaugh. This is the man, the leader of the underground, who betrayed our glorious revolution and would betray Big Brother. agents sabotage our glorious 9-year plan, who retards our progress and sells our military secrets to the enemy.
Hang the criminal.
He is trying to tell you that Big Brother has betrayed you into fighting a war against Eurasia that you can never hope to win. He says the Eurasians are good, kind people. They do not want war. They want peace. He actually begs you to make peace with your brothers of Eurasia.
Hate! 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 Hate!
The marriage committee gave its permission this morning. Who did they choose for it? Comrade Bendon, the Victory Orations Department.
Oh.
Of course, politically, he's perfect. If our medical grades match, they're arranging a meeting next week.
Oh, Smith, there's a seat here.
Smith, you haven't given me your contribution.
Which one is that?
The Hate Week.
Oh, just a minute.
We're making an all-out effort, going to put on a tremendous show. Now, who else hasn't paid? Oh, Syme here.
Already we've broken down the family as a unit and made it an extension of the thought police. Spies have trained children to put loyalty to the party first, without any consideration for their parents.
What time do you finish work?
1830.
Our next step is the complete abolition of the old-fashioned conception of love between man and woman. This energy must be diverted to
Where
the
shall we
welfare
meet?
of the party. The anti-sex
Victory
league has
Square,
nearly reached
the monument.
Men and women will be conditioned
What time?
so that physical contact
1900
is
hours.
by a feeling of repulsion. Within 100 years from now, the sexual impulse will exist only as a symbol of duty towards the party.
In a few seconds, Eurasian prisoners will be passing through Victory Square. These are the evil men whose ruthless lust for power has threatened to destroy the civilized world.
preferred war. But already they are beginning to learn the mistake they have made as they encounter the might of Oceania.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
We are controlling transmission. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. Thrill to the awe and mystery of the hidden world, the outer limits. You will journey into strange realms of science fiction. You will journey through uncharted galaxies from the inner mind of man to the outer limits. The outer limits. Every week on ABC.
Great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. Make your pleasure true, pleasure long, pleasure filter free. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. If you smoke for pleasure, get 20 wonderful smokes. Don't just smoke from habit, get 20 wonderful smokes. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. They're blended mild, not filtered mild, your pleasure's filter free. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes.
Chesterfield, they satisfy.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
Because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism.
Well, that was Los Angeles during this last protest. You know, it's funny. When one side stands up, it's considered rioting and violence. When another side does it, it's called mostly peaceful protesting. Well, I guess this is a mostly ready pan full of mashed potatoes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take an entire stick of butter, shove it down in there. These are 2 half sticks, so we need 2. I'm going to shove this guy down in there. Now, we're going to take some garlic powder, and we're going to take some jalapeno pepper. Not much, little dose. We're going to leave that out because we're going to need that in our gravy. We're going to take a splash of milk. And we're going to mix this up using our hand mixer. So I guess not really mashed potatoes. These are whipped potatoes. Or should I say, they're mostly whipped potatoes. We're going to do this on a low speed just to make sure that we have complete and utter control. Kind of like Eurasia. Start off slow and then gradually turn it up higher. Oh yeah, and they smell pretty goddamn good too. This is one of those times I wish that we had a way to have real smell-o-vision. Now, that's nice and whipped, that's pretty good. And for those of you curious, you're probably wondering why I didn't peel them. Therefore, you got all the skins kind of sticking. Well, I'll tell you, the skin, that's where all of your vitamins are. The potato itself is good for you, but that skin, that's where all the vitamins are. So I hardly ever peel my potatoes. Number one, even with a good potato peeler, I got nerve damage in both hands. So when I peel potatoes or carrots, inevitably, I end up walking away with my hands bleeding like I just called Freddy Krueger a bitch. All right. Of course, if you judge it from the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah, Freddy is a bitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take, we got turkey gravy. Why turkey? Well, why not? You could make brown, we could get chicken, but I thought the turkey gravy would be a nice extract away from the chicken that we're making. And what we're going to do, got it open, we're going to pour it in here. Then we're going to take a can. We're going to fill it up about halfway full with some milk. Swish it around. Whoops, and make a mess while we're at it. All right. Just like that. We're going to take a little bit more of that jalapeno pepper. Just like so. And a little bit more. Oh, wait, that's wrong. That's garlic. We want some more onion. Just a touch of onion powder. Not much, just a little bit. Now we want some of that garlic powder. Again, not much, just a little bit. And that same mixer that we used for our potatoes. Just like this. Now we're going to turn the burner back on to a low heat. And we're going to slowly just heat this up. When we come back, we're going to start our can of peas, which I just made a mess again. It's totally time to get back to the movie. I'm just making messes here.
Glorious army is sweeping back the invading hordes of Eurasians. The figures of prisoners taken is the biggest since the war began. Now is your chance, comrades, to let them hear the voice of Oceania. There they are!
bridge and follow the river for a half a mile until you come to a fallen tree. Wait for me in the glade. I'll get there by another boat. Can you remember that? Move away from me. Kill your agent! Hello? We're all right. There's no microphone here.
It takes a little while to realize you're not being overheard.
All watched. We can look at each other now and not be afraid.
We can say whatever we like to each other.
We can even touch each other. If we want to.
You know, I don't even know your name.
It's Julia. And yours is Winston.
How'd you know that?
But I want to find something out. I have ways. It took me ages to get that message to you.
I thought you were spying on me when you came into that shop.
You thought I was a good party member. Pure in word and deed.
That's why I was afraid of you. You know, I hated you and I wanted to kill you. That's what Big Brother's done to us all. Made us hate and fear each other. How did you know I wasn't a good party member?
Something in your face. Somehow I knew you'd be against them.
It'll be safe here once or twice again, and then we'll have to go somewhere else.
Eventually they'll find us out. I won't let you take that risk from me.
I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for myself. If you keep the big rules, it's safe to break the little ones.
You've been here before, haven't you?
Yes? Does that shock you?
No.
They're afraid of love. Because love makes a world they can't control. And it's a world worth taking risks for, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. It's more than 2 weeks since we have been able to meet, except for a few moments in a crowd or near a telescreen. There must be a message in the usual place tonight. Hello, Selina. I didn't hear you coming.
You weren't meant to. We're trained as spies to follow people silently.
Why were you following me?
We're told to follow anyone who behaves suspiciously.
What was suspicious about my behavior?
It's suspicious coming here.
I was working in my room on an article for Newspeak. A page blew out the window. I saw it flutter down here, and I came to try to find it.
I saw you pick up something.
I dropped my cigarettes, that's all. It's dark now. I'll have to look on my way to work tomorrow. Are you coming, Selina? Are you coming, Selina?
Yes, I'm coming.
It is now 22:30 hours. Power must be conserved for our victory effort. All lights will be extinguished.
Good night, comrades. Tomorrow, your work for the party must be better than today's. Remember, even in your sleep, Big Brother is watching you. Big Brother is watching you.
How long did I sleep?
I don't know. I was dozing myself.
We'll have to be leaving soon.
I wonder if we dare come here again.
I think we're safe for another Sunday.
Then what do we do? Go on seeing each other every day without being able to speak. Passing on the streets and pretending not to recognize each other.
I know. If only there was somewhere where we needn't be afraid all the time. Where we could be together longer.
Julia, there is somewhere. That old shop. There's a room above it where no one lives. And there's no telescreen. I believe I could rent that room.
The old man in the shop would have to know. Anytime he wanted, he could report us.
I don't think he would. I've talked with him. He's only interested in his antiques. And renting the room would give him a little money so he wouldn't have to sell all his treasures. You saw him yourself.
Sooner or later, we'll have to trust someone.
I'm going to do it.
Somehow they must have found out.
We shouldn't have stayed so long.
It's no use, it's too late.
Go on, up there. Quickly, go on. Sunday tomorrow. She said she would be there.
The young lady was very nice about it, but I think you'll find it more comfortable now. Oh, since you were both last here, I've managed to get you some pots and pans. And I took some of my old stuff downstairs. Oh, and everything in the kitchen works now. I'm afraid it's not as peaceful as you might like.
I like it. I don't hear much singing where I live.
Oh, we do in this district. Popular songs, of course. The party keeps us well supplied with those. Oh, this is perhaps the young lady now. Yes. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Oh, well, I'll be leaving you now. Should you require anything, I'm just below.
Thank you. You're late. What happened to you?
The anti-sex meeting went on forever. I thought those silly women would never stop talking. Then I had to pick up some things.
I was afraid something might keep you from getting here.
You worry too much. Look what I had.
What's that? Coffee. Real coffee.
Real sugar.
How did you manage it?
It's all inner party stuff. They have everything.
Yes, but where did you get it?
A friend.
A friend?
A girlfriend.
What else do you have in there?
You'll see. I'll make some coffee.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. Over this station, we will bring you the awe and mystery of modern science, which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits. The outer limits.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
And welcome back. Now, before we get any further, what I want to do is the rest of that bag of shrimp. We got about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Which, if we were in sociology class, they would tell us that there's not 9, but in fact, there are 11 pieces of shrimp here. And we're going to take the rest of this breading and the rest of this 11 pieces of shrimp, and we are going to just dip it down into our gravy mix. Now we're going to stir that up. And now we've made turkey shrimp gravy ready to go right on top of our mashed potatoes, on top of our chicken, or even on top of our can of peas, if you will. Now, I do want to say something here, and I don't mean to attack, but I have to say it. Sociology is not a real class. I mean, that's like taking a class on lengths of ribbon and then lying about the numbers on the measurement because you don't like what the number says. That's what sociology truly is. you see, this movie that we're watching today, that's a perfect example of sociology. What sociology truly is, in its most authentic, raw form, it's brainwashing. It's like that episode of the Ninja Turtles where the Shredder takes over the Octopus Corporation and the Turtles get Casey Jones to go in and ask for a job. Casey Jones goes in, does his thing, and instead of being arrested for pulling out a baseball bat and slamming it against the desk and threatening the guy in charge of hiring, well, now he's being invited to a job. He's being hired. And as soon as they get him in, the first thing they do is orientation. I love that term, orientation. Where he's sat down and an idea is pushed so hard into his brain that he himself begins to think, act, and go along with the rest of the suits. And it's actually funny, almost ironic, not ha-ha funny, but the irony is not beyond me. You see, because they chose to use business types and suits, but yet everybody wants to attack big business. Everybody wants to attack corporations. They want to attack capitalism, act as if communism is this way to do things. Throughout history, every time socialism or communism has been put into act anywhere, people have starved, people have suffered, people have died. What they call re-education is nothing more than government-sanctioned brainwashing. So the next time you are sitting in class and your teacher wants to sit there and lecture you about how you're part of the problem because you believe in the system, and they seem to neglect that their system has ultimately destroyed countless civilizations and countless lives. And it's even funnier when you stop and really think about it for just a minute and understand that capitalism, despite all of its flaws, capitalism is what they always work with until they can gain control of the people. And when they gain control of the masses, it's all about the almighty foot, an imprint on the face of humanity. Here you see he's fallen in love. She's in love with him. They just want to live together, to be together. That's not allowed. He's even reprimanded for it. You know that we don't like members of the state to be around the general public. I mean, and in essence, we're hearing the same thing today. Don't have families. Don't get married. Don't have kids. Why should you go to work? Why do you spend every day, you just work your life away, and what do you get from it? And so now the big thing is stop the nuclear family. Don't allow the nuclear family to take a foothold. They attack religion in the same way. The state has proven that there is no God. But you see, you cannot erase God with an edict. You cannot erase the family and the unit with a simple edict, stroke of a pen. Those things, religion, family, unity, In fact, the reason they push diversity the way they do, and as harshly as they push it, is not because diversity is our greatest strength. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The best way to destroy a civilization is by using diversity the way a knight would carry his sword into battle with a dragon. So they come in and they swing the sword of diversity, striking at the very heart of what makes us a community. Just a thought. Do I have a point? No, not really. I'm simply asking you tonight not to take my side, not to take their side. I'm asking you for the first time in your lives to stop looking at this as a movie, to stop looking at us here in the Killer Kitchen as just a show. For this one night, I want you to use your own ability to reason, to think, to problem solve. Tonight, all I'm asking is for you to simply make up your own mind. Do I have more to say? I do. But I think I'd rather get back to the presentation and let you sit with what I've said. We'll see you on the next break.
Julia, you hear that woman singing? I like that. I believe it's people like her who will one day overthrow Big Brother and all he stands for. Julia?
Just a minute.
You're beautiful. Look at you. Look at you. If only some of those bloodless females could see you now, see what a woman can really look like. The one thing I really hate. The one thing I'm really afraid of.
Why?
When I was a child, where I lived, there were swarms of them. One day, my sister. Forgive me. I didn't mean to upset you.
I'll make some coffee.
Yes.
Will you help me?
Yes.
Do you feel this was water?
I'm sorry.
Put the sugar in the bowl.
If only you didn't have to wear these again. I wish you could stay always as you are now. That would be worth fighting for. There must be something we can do about it. only I knew someone in the underground.
People who have anything to do with the underground don't live long.
There's a man at the Ministry of Truth called O'Connor.
He's a member of the inner party.
I think he's against them, too. Sooner or later, you've got to trust someone. You said so yourself.
Yes, but I didn't mean someone in the inner party. Someone who could have you vaporized by lifting his little finger.
I don't know. I think I could trust O'Connor.
The only people we can trust are ourselves.
Do you remember Jones and Rutherford? They were accused of being in Eurasia during Hate Week last year. Well, they weren't. They were right here, being honored by Big Brother. Some weeks ago, I found a newspaper photograph. O'Connor saw me with it.
And he didn't report you?
If he had, I wouldn't be here. It was a little scrap of evidence out of the past that they'd forgotten to destroy, and I had it right in my hand.
Darling, you can't fight them alone.
If there is an underground, if it isn't another of their inventions to keep people hysterical, I want to be part of it. One of these days, I'm going to let O'Connor know how I feel.
Now, please.
Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid. I'll wait till he gives me some sort of signal. Something that lets me know.
Issues details today of the full list of crimes confessed by the traitors Jones and Rutherford. These atrocious acts of treachery include the embezzlement of party funds, the murder of many trusted party members, immoral relations with women of the party, and collaboration with the leader of the underground, the arch-traitor, Calador.
$6748 Fifth W.
Yes?
What's in the briefcase?
I brought some work home with me. I was about to write an article on the grammar of newspeak.
Bring it to the screen and open it.
These are notes for the article.
All members of the records department have to report for late duty in an hour's time. Meanwhile, carry on with your work.
All organizations taking part in the Hate Week demonstration are preparing their programs with unprecedented enthusiasm. Never before in the history of Oceania have we been given so much cause for a show of concentrated hatred against the enemy. We continue now with our regular broadcast.
The exclusive employment of words sanctioned by the party will reduce the possibility of confusion and doublethink. Work is already progressing on the latest edition of the Newspeak Dictionary, which will replace all previous editions.
You seem to take a scholarly interest in the new dictionary, Smith.
Oh, hardly scholarly.
Have you seen any of the material we're using?
No, Syme told me about it.
Syme?
Yes, he works over...
Syme no longer exists. The work has to be carried on, of course. It seems to me you're more equipped to do it than anyone else. I'd like you to look at that new material. Perhaps you can pick it up at my apartment. I'll give you the address. I'm usually in after 1900 hours. Come along as soon as you can. I've reason to believe that you can be of great value to us.
But I tell you, it's the same handwriting.
You mean he just gave you his address and said he wanted to talk to you at his home? Things like that don't happen. It would be too dangerous.
He made some sort of excuse about the new dictionary.
You know, if you're wrong, it would be the end of all this. Once they get hold of us, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that either one of us can do for the other. They can make us confess anything.
But they can't make us believe it. They can't get inside of us.
Who knows what they can do?
Julia, I'm convinced O'Connor's a member of the underground. He's our one hope. I'm going through with this. I have to. But there's no need for you.
Whatever you're going to do, I'm coming with you.
He has announced tonight that production figures for this year already exceed those of the corresponding date in 1983 by over 12%.
All right, Martin, you can bring them in now.
In certain categories, this increase is even greater. For example, hardware goods such as kitchen utensils are 17.5% higher than last year. Shoes show a staggering increase of 21%. Shoelaces, however, show only an increase of 5%. It is confidently predicted that this increased production will continue throughout this year. The Ministry of Plenty is confident that 1984 will demonstrate the complete success of Big Brother's 9-year plan.
You can turn it off?
A few members of the inner party have that privilege. Well?
Is that really off? We've come here because
you both believe there's a conspiracy, some kind of organization working against Big Brother.
Yes, we believe that you're involved in it. We want to join it and work for it.
That's all right. Martin is one of us. All right, Martin, bring the drinks over here. Might as well sit and talk in comfort. I think it's fitting we should begin by drinking a toast. It's wine. I'm afraid not much of it reaches the outer party. What shall we drink to? The triumph of Calidor? The confusion of the thought police?
Down with Big Brother.
Down with Big Brother. You can go now, Martin. But before you go, take a good look at these two comrades' faces. You'll be seeing them again. In general terms, what are you prepared to do? You are, of course, prepared to give your lives.
Yes.
You're prepared to commit murder?
Yes.
Betray your country to a foreign power?
Yes.
Are you prepared to separate and never see one another anymore?
No.
No.
You did well to tell me. Of course, you realize that you'll be fighting in the dark. You'll have nothing to sustain you except the idea. When you're caught, you will get no help. Later, I will send you a book which will teach you the nature of the society we live in and the strategy we shall use to destroy it. But you get no information about your own organization. When you receive orders, they will have come from me. I assume that you have some kind of hiding place.
Yes, a room over a junk shop. We go there Sundays when we can.
That briefcase, do you always carry it?
As a rule, yes.
Every day during Hate Week, carry it empty. Well, now I'm afraid it's time for you to go. Even we are not allowed to turn that off as long as we would want.
used to be afraid there was no underground.
Perhaps the party invented us. Oh, and Smith, if I were you, I would destroy that diary.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
Do you ever think how your kitchen looks to the little members of your family? Everything is so big, just look at this. It's confetti angel food. And Ma baked it with Betty Crocker confetti angel food cake mix. Looks as high as a mountain.
Is it just the angle? No, sir. This cake is especially high. Because the whites of 13 farm fresh eggs are right in the Betty Crocker Angel Food Cake Mix package. So your cake bakes up higher and lighter than you ever dreamed possible. You know, only Betty Crocker guarantees you a perfect cake. Homemade perfect. See for yourself. Bake up a cake that's high as a mountain, light as a cloud, and oh, so pretty with the gay bits of candy that come right in your Betty Crocker Confetti Angel Food Cake Mix.
This is my father. He hangs pictures, helps Grandpa experiment, helps Mommy with the cleaning. Where does he get his go? From me. I lend him my Cheerios. Daddy says they're the greatest thing since bat wings. Mommy says they give him protein and stuff. Give your father some go. And he might play catch with you.
Big G, little O. Go with Cheerios.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
Trust. What an odd word in the English dictionary. Trust. But have you looked around? Have you ever stopped to consider not just the dictionary term, but the word itself? Now, have you considered who you trust? Have you considered what you trust? Do you trust what you read in the books? Do you trust what you read in the newspaper? Or I guess newspapers are obsolete these days. So do you trust in what you read on your telephone? Do you trust in what you see on your feeds? And in fact, I love the way they call them feeds. TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, X, formerly known as Twitter. Do you trust these sources? Do you second guess these choices? O'Brien trusts Winston. But did you catch what Winston said to O'Brien? Perhaps the underground is made up and invented by the state. And then just as O'Brien's about to walk out, what is it he says? Oh, O'Brien, if I were you, I would destroy that diary. I bring this up for one reason and one reason only. We live in a society where children are being taught at an early age to disregard their parents, to follow what the state sanctions. Our bosses are designed to keep us in our place. We never raise higher. We never go lower without the state's approval. Cigarettes. Now, that's a perfect example. You see, tonight you've seen commercials for Oasis. You've seen commercials for Chesterfield. Those don't even exist anymore. Haven't existed since 1996. In 2001, the one place where a man could go and just breathe after a long day at work, have a drink, smoke a cigarette, maybe have a friendly ear from the bartender. That's the way it's always been. For all the way back to the 1910s, the 1920s, the old saloons back in the 1800s. You roll a cigarette. Well, back then you had to roll your cigarettes. They didn't quite make packs yet. And the filter, that's a relatively new idea. And by 2001, erased. Basically illegal. And how do they force that upon the public? Well, there's always room for taxes. I always found that humorous. And I do mean ha-ha funny. Our country was founded by men who didn't want to pay taxes to the King of England. That's what the War of 1776 was. The Revolutionary War. The Tea Party kicking buckets. And they make it, they just threw them. No, they kicked out. They kicked those buckets into the water. The Boston Tea Party. And here we are, just less than 200 years later. And look at Boston today. They decided that our cigarettes, we no longer have a right to have them. But because of the same type of edicts and laws that caused prohibition in the 1920s, they realized the hard way that prohibition of cigarettes is only going to escalate the sale and underground sales of tobacco. Marijuana. Do you think they made marijuana legal just because they finally decided it's medicinal? No, not even close. Marijuana is illegal, or is now legal, at a statewide level, and in many states for recreation. Because they found that they can tax you for that habit. They can make money on you for that habit. And because Rob Reiner hasn't gone on a fucking war about the fucking weed, probably because he smokes more than all of us combined, or he did before his son killed him. You know, because Rob Reiner or some other guy hasn't had a chance to go on the war path against marijuana, they can safely sell it. They can safely put it out there for recreation, and they can make money on you. Tobacco's the same thing. In fact, 1971, they basically all but outlawed tobacco commercials. Camel cigarettes, Marlboro cigarettes, Chesterfields, openly smoking on a television show. By 1993, those things were gone. Gone. You'll never see them again. In fact, the last tobacco commercial I saw, speaking of, my fucking cigarette went out. The last tobacco commercial that I saw was in the spring of 1986. Commander USA on USA Network in Chicago. They played Camel Joe. It was a commercial of a white dude going through, I guess, like African jungles and shit in his Jeep. And all of a sudden, he lights up, sitting there on a rock, and you can just see the pleasure that that cigarette gave him. Kind of like that. That was the last one. By 1987, they were erased. By 1993, they were a forgotten memory from a time that big they, them wants us to forget ever existed. It's rather interesting to stop and think about. You see, everybody's all about what's healthy for you, what's not healthy. So it's illegal to sell a Marlboro on TV. But it's not illegal to go on TV and tell somebody, hey, are you depressed? Take my drugs. They'll make you bleed out of your asshole, and you might need tampons for your bumhole, but it's okay because that's just a side effect. Oh, you're fat and you can't put down the box of Twinkies? Take our diet pills. You know, it's something that's going to make you sick, and it's liable to cause high blood pressure, stroke, high anxiety, and put you on several other medications, but you'll lose the weight. Oh, don't mind the blood in your stool. That's just a side effect. So, yeah, can't sell a beer, can't sell a bottle of booze, you can't sell a fucking Marlboro, but you can sell some drug that causes rectal bleeding and stomach acids to fucking put you in the hospital, possibly kill you. My imagination? Why don't you guys tell me?
Brother, comrades, Big Brother is always merciful. He stands ever ready to welcome back to his loving protection those who have seen the error of their ways. Only one sin is unforgivable, the sin of treason. Tonight, the traitors Rutherford and Jones will speak to you themselves before they're taken away to the death they so richly deserve. For themselves the grave crimes they have committed in thought, word, and deed. Hear them for yourselves.
I am here tonight to tell you of the grave crimes which I have committed in thought, word, and deed, for which I am now truly penitent. I betrayed my country to our enemy, the Eurasians. I conspired with the arch-traitor Calador.
Excuse me, comrade. I think you've taken the wrong briefcase.
I conspired with the arch-traitor Calador to overthrow Big Brother.
stopped me in the square last night and gave me this briefcase. Look how like my own it is. Shows you how well organized the underground is. Now, listen.
Not just now, darling.
Well, there may not be another chance for weeks. There's going to be a rush at the records office. You know how it is during hate week. The speeches are full of mistakes, and we've got to put them right. Now, listen. Calidor says the aim of the ruling class is to stay where it is. The aim of the middle class is to overthrow the ruling class. And the aim of the lower class is to create a society in which all classes are equal. Big Brother has so organized the inner party that there is no danger of the ruling class being deposed. Darling, aren't you listening?
I'd like to have had a child.
I know. And that's why this is so important, Julia.
It's just words.
No, Julia, this can make everything we want possible. Don't you want to understand what we're fighting for?
I found that out already. Here in this room.
We've got to fight to keep this happening.
I know. But it won't be Calidor's book or any underground that will defeat him.
What then?
Don't you see that? There must be others in love like us who will rebel. Can't stop that.
That's the real hope for the future.
I wonder if it could happen in our lifetime.
Maybe. But the important thing is that there's hope in the world.
All I know is when we're together, it's wonderful to be alive.
You are the dead.
You are the dead. The mirror. It must be a telescreen.
Can't be.
They're all around the house. Don't resist. Stand in the middle of the room. Stand back to back. Don't touch each other. Put your hands over your heads.
I think I warned you it wouldn't be as peaceful here as you could like. Nothing is ever hidden from the thought police. Take them away.
Smith, uncover your face. You're prepared to commit murder? Yes. Betray your country to a foreign power? Yes. Are you prepared to separate and never see one another anymore?
No.
Julia! Silence! Julia! Silence, Smith! When a woman's arrested, what happens to her? Where do they take the women?
Parsons. They won't hang me, will they? They'll know my record.
Why have they arrested you?
There I was, trying to do my bit, never knowing I had any bad stuff in my mind at all. You know what they heard me say? Down with Big Brother. I said that in my sleep. I said it over and over again, it seems. I'm glad they got me before it went any further. You know what I'm going to say when I go up before the tribunal? Thank you. I'm going to say, thank you for saving me before it was too late.
Who denounced you?
My little girl. She heard what I was saying. I don't bear her any grudge for it. It shows I brought her up in the right spirit anyway.
Room 101.
No. I've told you everything. What else do you want to know? There's nothing I won't confess to. Nothing.
Nothing!
Right.
What's room 101?
They wouldn't hang me, would they? For going off the track just once.
What's room 101?
O'Connor.
Take his badge. Don't be in too much of a hurry to find out about room 101. You'll find out in good time. What have you done with Julia? She betrayed you, Winston. You tortured her. I've watched over you for a long time. Now I'm going to help you. First, there are some preliminaries to be gone through, but after that, you will be brought to me and we will talk.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
We are controlling transmission. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. Thrill to the awe and mystery of the hidden world, the outer limits. You will journey into strange realms of science fiction. You will journey through uncharted galaxies from the inner mind of man to the outer limits. The outer limits. Every week on ABC.
Great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. Make your pleasure true, pleasure long, pleasure filter free. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. If you smoke for pleasure, get 20 wonderful smokes. Don't just smoke from habit, get 20 wonderful smokes. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. They're blended mild, not filtered mild, your pleasure's filter free. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes.
Chesterfield, they satisfy.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
Well, when it comes to the thought police, you must always remember, it's not be careful what you do. It's not be careful what you say. It's be careful what you think. It's kind of funny. See, more and more, I listen, I watch, and yes, I even pay attention. And what I've seen is that people have gotten in more trouble simply for thinking the wrong thing than they ever did for actions. After all, how many times has an innocent person been set on fire or stabbed in the throat or just shot because they voted for the wrong party, because they agreed with the wrong ideal? What happens to the perp? They're back on the street in a week. A few exceptional cases that brings media attention, well, yeah, those ones have to suffer a consequence. What about that high school student stabbed in the heart? No good reason. What did I hear from the left? All the excuses in the world why it was okay, without one person stopping to think, what if the shoe was on the other foot? Full can of peas, we're leaving the juices in there. Now we need a stick of butter. Of course, I have to open the bitch in order to get to that. All right. We're doing real good. We're going to take half of this stick because that's just way too much butter. So we're going to take that half a stick and we're going to heat it up with our peas. Let it melt gradual. We're going to take our garlic. We're going to add just a dash of garlic in there. Make sure you hit that butter. Garlic butter. Then we're going to take some minced onion, not onion powder. Some minced onion. Figure maybe a tablespoon. There, that looks like it's close. Then we're going to take some celery salt. Just sprinkle a dash of that down in there. And my secret ingredient. At least as long as it's still legal to have. I mean, Aunt Jemima's been outlawed. Uncle Ben has been outlawed. So, it's a matter of time before brown sugar is outlawed. Not to be confused with the Rolling Stones. Of course, we all know that song. Well, I'm sure all of you do. I have heard it a handful of times, and that was more than enough for me to know. Not something for me. I personally hate that song. Cold Coast slave ship bound for New Orleans. Yeah, okay, I gotta stop there. If I sing anymore, I'm gonna have to pay Mick Jagger fucking royalties. Quite frankly, I don't want to pay Mick Jagger fucking nothing. That motherfucker's taking enough fucking money from people. And let's be honest, the Rolling Stones weren't really all that great of a band. I mean, I'm sorry, Jumpin' Jack Flash? Ooh, big cool song. Oh, I know, we'll sing songs about the devil. You know, sympathy for the devil. Later to be reused by Guns N' Roses because they couldn't even get a talented band to do their song, So they had to get Guns N' Posers to redo the song for Interview with a Vampire in 1994. And sure enough, right on cue, everybody praised it and said what a great song it is and how it's so much better than the original. I've heard Guns N' Posers. I've heard the Rolling Boners. This song's a good song. But if you're going to listen to it, listen to the Rolling Stones. At least when Mick Jagger sings it, there's an element of talent. Not some old fat ass fucking squeezing his nuts together. Anyway, I gotta put this stuff away. I gotta put this back in the fridge before it melts. Before I do, we're just gonna make a little quick stir. Flip that butter around. And we are just gonna turn this up a little bit. And I'm gonna go check on our chicken and see how our mashed potatoes look. Incidentally, we've got the mashed potatoes on top of the oven to keep the mashed potatoes warm while the oven continues to cook our chicken. This is Killer Kitchen, and we will see you after this.
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes. What kind of a man is he?
I'm a guy who likes to work on my car. I like to take it apart and put it back together. I get to working on it and forget where I am, what time it is. I even forget to eat.
You don't forget to smoke, though.
I always smoke when I work. They go together.
Why Marlboro?
Well, it's a combination of things. When I draw on a cigarette, I want to taste something. With Marlboro, I do. Yet it's got a filter that works. Then there's this flip-top box. I like things that are well-designed. This box is interesting and practical.
Would you recommend Marlboro to your friends?
I already have.
New Marlboro. Filter, flavor, flip-top box. Popular filter price.
So the time has come, Winston. Do you know where you are, Winston?
The Ministry of Love.
Do you know how long you've been here?
Days. Weeks. Months. It must be months.
Do you know why we bring people to this place?
Yes. Make them confess.
You don't really believe that?
No, I suppose I don't. To punish them?
No. We bring them here to cure them, to make them sane. Nobody that we bring here ever leaves our hands uncured.
Why don't you kill me?
The first thing you must understand about this place, Winston, is that there are no martyrdoms. You've read of the religious persecutions of the past. They were failures. They set out to eradicate heresies, and they ended by perpetuating them. We do not make that mistake. We make them tell the truth.
Why bother with me?
You are a flaw in the pattern, Winston. You are a stain which has to be wiped out. When finally you confess to us, it must be of your own free will. We do not destroy the heretic, we convert him. We capture his inner mind. We reshape him. We burn all evil out of him. We bring him over to our side, not merely in appearance, but genuinely. Heart and soul. We make him one of ourselves. No one whom we bring to this place ever stands out against us. We will lead you, step by step, to the point from which there is no return. Never again will you be capable of love or friendship or joy of life, or laughter, or courage, or curiosity, or integrity. You will be hollow. We will squeeze you empty, and then we will fill you with ourselves, with love of Big Brother. Now, before we begin your cure, are there any questions you would like to ask?
Where is Julia?
She's alive. Next question.
Does Calidor exist? Does the underground exist?
That, Winston, you will never know. But that question, Winston, proves that you are mentally deranged. You have a defective memory. You are unable to remember real events, and you persuade yourself that you remember events which never happened. For example, do you remember receiving a book supposedly written by Calidor?
Yes. Somebody gave it to me in Victory Square.
You're quite sure that that book ever existed? I want the truth, Winston. Tell me what you think you remember.
I had the book.
Take him away. Let us take another delusion of yours. You believe you had in your hands a photograph of the traitors, Jones and Rutherford.
I did have it.
You believe it was some sort of documentary evidence proving their confessions were false. I remember telling you that the photograph did not exist.
It did exist. It does exist. It exists in my memory. I remember it. You remember it.
I do not remember it. There is a party directive dealing with the control of the past. Repeat it to me.
Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past.
And where do you suppose this past exists?
In records.
The party controls all records.
And in human memories.
The party controls all human memories.
How can you control the memory? You haven't controlled mine.
On the contrary, you haven't controlled it. That is why you're here. You've been lacking in humility and self-discipline. You must make an effort of the will, Winston, and rehabilitate your mind. Then you will be sane. But first, you must be humble. Do you remember writing in that diary of yours that freedom is the freedom to say that 2 plus 2 make 4? How many fingers am I holding out?
4.
And if the state says not 4, but 5, how many?
4.
Take him. Now, how many fingers?
4. 4. What else can I say? 4.
.20.
.20. 1, 2, out.
How many fingers, Winston?
4. 4.
.30.
.30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you like. Call me starboard. Sideways. Starboard. Out.
That's no use, Winston. You're lying. You still think there are 4.
How can I help seeing what's in front of my eyes? 2 and 2 are 4.
Sometimes. We've had all that out before. Sometimes they are 4, sometimes, if the state says so, they are 5. How many fingers?
I'm trying to see 5.
Which do you want? To persuade me that you see 5 or really to see them?
Really to see them.
Point 60.
Point 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Again, how many fingers?
I don't know. I don't know. 4, 5, 6. In all honesty, I don't know.
Better. Now, Winston, without any persuasion. There are 5 fingers there. Do you see 5 fingers?
Yes.
Look at me. Did you ever read a book by Calidore?
No.
No such book ever existed, did it?
No.
You see how the mind can be controlled and washed clean. Even the traitors, Jones and Rutherford, in whose innocence you once believed, in the end we broke them down. When we had finished with them, there was nothing left in them except sorrow for what they had done and love of Big Brother. Stand up. Come over here. That's enough. It's a long time since you've seen yourself, Winston. Look.
What have you done to me?
Can you think of a single degradation that has not happened to you?
No.
Are you prepared to separate and never see one another anymore?
No.
Julia. Julia. I have not betrayed Julia. I have not betrayed Julia.
No. No, that is perfectly true. You have not betrayed Julia. Come with me, Winston. Winston, you were once curious about room 101. It is not one room, but many. This one, for instance. You're going to find out what lies beyond that door, Winston. But to whet your curiosity, I will give you a hint. In room 101 is the worst thing in the world. Of course, that varies from individual to individual. It may be burial alive, or death by drowning, or by fire, or by impalement, or 50 other deaths. Which death do you fear most in all the world, Winston? You needn't answer. You've already told me.
A rat. A rat. It's gone. That's the one thing I really hate. The one thing I'm really afraid of. When I was a child, where I lived, there were swarms of them. One day, my sister,
Will you lead the way, Winston?
Not to me. Not to me. To Julia, not to me. I don't care what you do to her. Let her suffer. Not to me. To Julia. Not to me.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
We are controlling transmission. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. Thrill to the awe and mystery of the hidden world, the outer limits.
You will journey into strange realms of science fiction. You will journey through uncharted galaxies from the inner mind of man to the outer limits. The outer limits.
Every week on ABC.
Five, 10, 15, 20, 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. Make your pleasure true, pleasure long, pleasure filter free. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. If you smoke for pleasure, get 20 wonderful smokes. Don't just smoke from habit, get 20 wonderful smokes. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. They're blended mild, not filtered mild, your pleasure's filter free. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes.
Chesterfield, they satisfy.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
It seems as though we're nearing the end of our story this evening. Our warning. I'm not here to try to win you over. I'm not here to try to bring you from one side to another or vice versa. In fact, the only thing I've wanted to do tonight is to simply ask you to think, to use your ability to reason, to understand right and wrong. In the words of George Orwell himself, this is not entertainment. This is a warning. This is not a future that will be, but it's one that might be. This is a future that we could very easily face. And for everybody with the No Kings parades, well, you know, it's funny because there's a lot of places in the world right now where you don't have the freedom to stand up and protest your government. You're shot dead in the street. Our country right now is fighting against that very regime. Whether or not I agree with the war, and that's what it is, it's a war. Men have died, people have lost their lives, bombs and explosions and airplanes and, well, yeah, that's war. You can call it a military action. They call Vietnam a military action. They called Korea a military action. War is war. People die. There's good, there's evil, and then there's the middle ground. I don't know if this is a case of good versus evil, but I know that we are currently fighting a regime that is murdering their own people by the thousands. A high school student, wrestler, from what I understand, a very talented one, was put to death simply for not following what the state allows. Do I agree with this war? Well, let's just say I agree with why we're there. There are people who should not be allowed to stay in power. As far as my personal opinions about Donald Trump, about the right, about the left, about any of it, I'll tell you the truth. I hate everybody equally. I think everybody's a fucking asshole. I think that both our countries, I think that the entire world is full of vindictive, selfish, narcissistic imbeciles. I also think that most of those imbeciles and most of those narcissists are not the people in power, but the ones running around trying to enforce their ideology onto others. That's why I said I'm not here to try to tell anybody what to believe. I'm not here to pull you from one side to another. But I do see where all the violence is coming from. I see where the vandalism is coming from, the crime. And I don't see that from the other side. After the murder of Charlie Kirk, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, you know what? Just on the road here, walking home, I said nothing political. All I did was nod and tilt my hat forward out of respect as somebody looked at me on the street. You know what I got? Yeah, they did the whole Charlie Kirk thing to me. So apparently they've seen the show. I guess that was their way of telling me I need to shut up. But here's the thing. I'm not going to shut up. I have opinions. I have rights. I'm a human being and I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought will live long after they have shoveled me into my grave. That thought, that idea will outlive me over and over again, like all of you. And instead of being afraid to have an idea, instead of being afraid of that rugged individualism, embrace it. Grab hold of it. Look in the mirror and be happy that there's a mirror there to look at. We live in a very confusing time. And it doesn't matter who's on whose side. The end result will always be the same. Dictators will rise, dictators will fall, regimes will change, but the world will not change until you're willing to stand up and say, this is wrong. You do not use violence to force idea. You do not use violence to force political change. That is how terrorists, like Cobra going against G.I. Joe, that's what Cobra uses to force ideological and political change. Cobra. That's how Skeletor tried to bring about change. And I know you guys will say, well, dude, you're talking about cartoons. Yeah, I am. Or am I really? Yeah, I might be using cartoons as a reference, but am I really talking about cartoons? Nobody in here is blind. And if you stuck around this far into the episode, then I think you're able to think for yourself enough to know very well where the violence is coming from. Who's perpetuating that violence? I don't have to show you shit. I could bring up news articles. I could bring up TikToks. I could do all the shit that these YouTubers are doing. I don't need to. You see it from them. You see it yourself if you're on that TikTok crap. I don't need to tell you because you see it. And I'd like to think that the people that are here, the ones who are enjoying the show, let's put these back on here and get them warmed up. Now, I think you people are pretty smart. You can make up your own mind as to what you like, what you don't like, what you believe, and what you don't believe. You don't need me or somebody else to sit here and tell you where the bears shit in the buckwheat. You're all very smart individuals. We can all use our ability to think and reason. We know right and wrong. What we can't do is we cannot stoop to the level of terrorism to stop terrorism. A blow for a blow will only end in more blows. That's a lot of blowing. Shit, that bitch must be busy as fuck nowadays. This is the conclusion of 1984.
Now, Winston, you are wholly ours. You have been washed clean. You will be released tomorrow.
Attention. A later bulletin has just been issued by the Ministry of Peace. The southward advance of the Eurasian Army on the African front is still continuing. It is feared that unless a counterattack is launched immediately, the whole of Central Africa may fall to the invading hordes. A defeat in this area might well threaten the very heart of Oceania itself. In this grave crisis, the Ministry of Truth will continue to issue frequent bulletins.
betrayed you.
They threatened you with something. Something you can't bear to think about. You find yourself saying, don't do it to me. Do it to someone else. Later you tell yourself, you just said it to make them stop. That's not true. The time when it happens, you mean it. All you care about is yourself.
All you care about is yourself.
And then you don't feel the same way about the other person any longer.
No. You don't feel the same any longer.
I never thought that I'd be...
Attention, everybody. Attention. Here is the latest bulletin that's just been received from the front in Africa. News has just been received that a vast maneuver planned by Big Brother and involving perfect coordination between the land and sea forces of Oceania has resulted in the utter rout of the Eurasian army in Africa. The enemy is completely demoralized and fleeing before our victorious troops. Long live Big Brother!
This, then, is a story of the future. It could be the story of our children if we fail to preserve their heritage of freedom.
You're watching Killer Kitchen, only on WKK Channel 66.
Have your dog love Friskies, too, by getting in on the special offer. Send Gracie and me 6 Frisky labels, and we'll send you a coupon worth 50 cents on your next purchase.
Just mail 6 Friskies labels with your name and address to George and Gracie, Television City, Hollywood. Make sure that your dog gets Friskies, the complete dog food.
Now a word from Oasis Filter Cigarettes.
Smoke the Big O. Oasis. New Oasis Filter Cigarettes with soothing menthol mist.
Menthol mist, so mild, so light, makes every puff a smooth delight. Smokers who know, now smoke the Big O. Smokers who know, now smoke the Big O.
Oasis. The filter's pure white. The box, flavor tight.
Smokers who know now smoke the Big O. Smokers who know now smoke the Big O. Oh flavor, oh freshness, Oasis, smoke the Big O.
Oasis, the freshest new taste in smoking. Oasis.
And now, back to Killer Kitchen on WKK Channel 66.
And welcome back. Now, my friends, this is our chicken here. And as you can tell, it is just waiting to go down, just like that fucking spoon. Shit. It's okay. We've got that covered. Well, we got towels. Luckily for me, the floor's clean. Just washed it. And we're not serving anyone but ourselves. Pam, you don't mind it hit the floor, do you? I don't mind. So, got to get our mess of greens here. I think this is probably the most normal meal you guys have ever seen me make here in the Killer Kitchen. Now, the fun. Our mashed taters. Or I guess whipped taters. Are mostly whipped taters. Good old globful. These are our mostly whipped taters. Our root beer battered baked shrimp chicken. And most importantly, our shrimp gravy. Our turkey shrimp gravy. Fuck. Now, let's do a little bit right across a piece of chicken here. Would you look at that? And it does smell fucking awesome. Now, you notice we got a bunch of extra taters. Assuming I don't go back for seconds or even thirds, because I plan on gorging myself with gluttony tonight. We could always take these taters, put them in a freezer bag, throw them in the freezer, add a little bit of milk, pop them in the oven, and they'll bake out just right. So, as for me, here tonight, I think that we've gone about as far as we can go here. We'll see you after this commercial break. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Puff Rolling Papers.
We like the simple couple kind of stuff, so we roll with a puff and it's enough.
I bet he gets awful tired delivering all that mail. Yeah, I bet he must walk 100 miles a day. Bet it's awful hungry work. Maybe we should invite him to lunch.
Well, Dennis, Tommy, I'd like to have lunch with you, but it's only an hour since breakfast.
How about some Skippy on a cracker?
Well, if it's Skippy...
We'll get it!
Eating Skippy's like eating peanuts. Once you start, you can't stop. But I better... Oh, where's Tommy?
Well, we figured you were getting tired, so Tommy's out delivering your mail.
What? Well, Tommy can read, can't he?
Not much, but I told him to leave one letter at each house. That way nobody will complain.
For mid-morning snacks, mid-afternoon, or any time, Skippy peanut butter honestly is in a class by itself. Because it's made in a special patented way, your Skippy stays fresh, easy to digest, and spread to the last little dab. And it tastes exactly like the fresh roasted peanuts it's made from. Both youngsters and grown-ups agree. If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for joining us for tonight's presentation. And although I am not in any way connected to or sponsored by Marlboro, I would like to take an opportunity just to tell you that cigarettes have always been a right something they've always been a part of our culture. And if you're going to enjoy a cigarette, I suggest a Marlboro. The flavor tastes fantastic. The filter is just right. And the smoke itself is an aroma unlike anything you will find anywhere else. This has been Killer Kitchen, and we'll see you next time right here. Same time and the same place.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, live from New York, The Ed Sullivan Show. And now, here he is, Ed Sullivan.
Thank you. Yesterday and today, our theater's been jammed with newspapermen and hundreds of photographers from all over the nation, and these veterans agree with me that the city never has witnessed the excitement stirred by these youngsters who call themselves a remix. Now, tonight, you're going to twice be entertained by them. Right now, and again in the second half of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, the remix. Let's hear it, folks.
Remix, yeah, Larry Nick, shake it, Larry Nick, shake it loose to loose tonight. Where it fellas, here Larry Nick's make him.
Show's over. Everybody go back to doing what you were doing.
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes. What kind of a man is he?
I'm a guy who likes to work on my car. I like to take it apart and put it back together. I get to working on it and forget where I am, what time it is. I even forget to eat.
You don't forget to smoke, though.
I always smoke when I work. They go together.
Why Marlboro?
Well, it's a combination of things. When I draw on a cigarette, I want to taste something. With Marlboro, I do. Yet it's got a filter that works. Then there's this flip-top box. I like things that are well designed. This box is interesting and practical.
Would you recommend Marlboro to your friends?
I already have.
New Marlboro. Filter, flavor, flip-top box. Popular filter price.